Yo, what up, Giants fans? Welcome into New York Giants Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Marshall Green. As always, got producer Patrick Seatman with me today. We got a cool show coming up for everybody. We're going to talk a little bit about Odell Beckham Jr. because that's what Saquon Barkley and Sterling Shepard were doing today. They were asked by the media, what's the latest on OBJ? We got you. Their answers coming up in a little bit. We'll also take a look at ways the Giants can make the playoffs, like an official outlook on the Giants' playoff pictures. We got some percentages from New York Times, the playoff predictors that they have. We'll take a look at that. We got the latest injury news on the New York Giants, and then we're going to go with two mailbags. We're going to answer your questions for two mailbags. We've got a big show today. It's going to be a lot of fun, no doubt about it. Might have to speed through it a little bit. Got some Knicks games to cover tonight. So let's keep it quick. Let's keep it tidy. Let's hit a real one roll call right now. Let's do it. If you're a real one, we already got 84 people watching in here live. Where are the real ones at? Where are the real ones at? E, the Everyday Vapor, my guy, already starting to trash talk. I love it. And he's the first one to comment real one. If you're a real one, comment real one right now for a shout out. Shout out to Ray Nunez, Alexis Bratt. Bratt? That's got to be right? Suit Animal, Connor, Giants Clips, Carl, my guy, what's good, Brody? Bobby James, Corinne, Killer B, Jay Liv, Drew, Connor, C Booth, Tasha, Bruce, James, SK, Cam, Lucen says never miss a video. That is the definition of a real one, my guy. Good to see you, Mr. NY Stadium, my guy. What's good? Say or K? Say or K? It's got to be K, right? C-A-Y? It's got to be K. I don't know. I'm not that smart. Basil Champ, Gus G, Isaiah Murphy, Osmosis Jones says the Giants tried out an XFL QB. Yeah, they tried a couple of players out yesterday. Obviously, they didn't go that well because none of them actually got signed, but it could mean something going down in a little bit. It's my girl's YouTube, LOL, but my name is Nick. All right, Nick, I'll try to remember that. Martin says, let's go. Giovanni's a real one. The Big Moo is a real one. Antoine always is a real one. So is Deborah. Sean, Funky Fresh, Connor, Game Freak says, don't be a bum, give it a thumb. Whoa, that's crazy. Shout out to William, all the real ones tuning in. Martin says, nice gear. Yeah, I'm a big fan of this sweatshirt. I don't call it a hoodie, though. It's not a hoodie, because to be a hoodie, in my opinion, you got to have the little hoodie pouch right here. This is a sweatshirt. It's got a hood, so I get it. Maybe you think I'm wrong, but you got to have the little hand warmer, in my opinion, to be a real hoodie. You know who's a real one? That's my guy Tutu or Tuto. I say it both ways. I hope one of them is right. But Tutu, that's what I like to call him, is in the chat. Getting us started with a $5 super chat. We're doing $5 fireball shots today. Every $5 super chat, we're doing fireball shots. This is massive salutes and thanks to Big Boss Marshy and for all the diehard Giants fans around the world. Slap all the stinky boys and losers from the NF, all the skin losers. Yes, sir. Shout out to my guy Tuto, a legend here at New York Giants Now by Chat Sports. Tutu, how's the season going? How's the season going, my guy? Big rugby guy, one of the best rugby players in the league. How you been? How's the season going? Let me go. Let me know. This one's for you, Tutu. Every $5 super chat, we're taking shots today. Let's party. We're going to be partying on Sunday. Woo! I'm going to tell you that much. We'll be partying on Sunday. Who you got this Sunday, though? Who do you got? Who do you got this Sunday? Type NYG for the Giants, WAS for the Washington Commanders. Who do you got winning the football game? My guy Crim's dad in the chat. What's up, Crim's dad? Crim's dad still owns the record for the biggest super chat in channel history. My guy sent in a $300 super chat a couple of weeks ago. No one's topped it. Yes, we've had a couple of 200s. Let's see how long my guy Crim's dad can own that record. I'll tell you this much. This Sunday's watch party, me and Seeps, we got some special stuff planned for you guys. So bring your party pants. That's all I'm going to say. Got my guy Jay Liv rolling with the Giants. So is Giovanni, GG, Scott. Johnson says, are we out of playoff contention if we lose this game? No, we are not out of playoff contention. But it does make it difficult. It makes it a little more difficult. Martin says, yo, Marsh, can you handle wild turkey? I can. I used to be a whiskey only guy. Kind of shifted to tequila. I don't really drink tequila straight though. Kind of a ranch water guy, a little soda water, tequila, a little lime. Simple man. But I can't drink Wild Turkey like I can drink Fireball. Fireball just goes down easy. Pause. It's just easy to drink. You can drink a lot of it, or at least I can. I mean, when you drink it at work for as many weeks as I have, you kind of build up a tolerance. But yeah, I could do some Wild Turkey, but I'm not slamming shots of Wild Turkey. I'll tell you that much. Osmosis Jones says the Commanders aren't making the playoffs. Their schedule besides us is straight is for them. Yeah, I agree. Let's do this, though, because we had 120 people watching, only 34 likes. As my guy Carl would say, those are rookie numbers. Rookie numbers. So let's get those likes up. Hit that thumbs up icon. Once we get to 69 likes, I'll do a shot of Fireball. We're currently at 121. We can easily get to 69. That's not even 50%. Let's get there. Once we get to 69 likes, we'll do a shot of Fireball. Look, if you don't want to beat the Commanders, I'm going to take it that you're a Cowboys fan or a Commanders fan or an Eagles fan. So if you are one of those fans, that's cool. You don't have to like the video. But if you are a Giants fan, like the video. Look, I'm not saying if we get to 69 likes here in a couple seconds, we're going to beat the Commanders. But I'm not saying that we won't. What I am saying is if we don't get to 69 likes, I don't think we're going to do it. Hit that thumbs up icon. We're at 66 likes right now. I have a feeling we're going to get to 69 because the Giants fans are always holding it down, especially here on Giants Now by Chat Sports. We're at 68, though. I'm not drinking. Up there goes 70. Shout out to you guys. You guys are awesome. We're going to talk some Odell Beckham Jr. stuff today because he is set to visit with the New York Giants tomorrow, that being Thursday. And Brian Dable confirmed that Odell Beckham Jr. will at least be in the building on Thursday. He did not commit to the 2-day visit that has been reported by a lot of big-time reporters, but this is what Jordan Renan had to say on Twitter. He said, Saquon and Shepard remain extremely close friends with free agent wide receiver OBJ, who visits the Giants this week. Both said they spoke with OBJ as recently as yesterday. Shepard said Beckham told him he'll be coming over to his crib one of the next few days. Woo! I'm excited. Try not to get my hopes up because I do not want to be let down. I'm feeling okay. About the OBJ watch, but I was a little more confident before we lost 3 out of the last 4 games. Super chats are rolling in. Shout out to Tutu. He said, Marshy, we're 8-7 now and 5 matches to go. Okay, I'm done with our national team duty and back to my club. Okay, fully healthy and on to beast mode, ready to break men. Let's go, Tutu. Send me like a link of like where I can watch your games or something. Hit me up on Twitter at @MarshallGreen_. If you're on Instagram, hit me up there as well. Same handle at @MarshallGreen_. 2 L's, spell green like the color. I love to see you play, man. I love to see some highlights. I love to show some love because you're always showing love to me. Shout out to Tutu. Tutu has been rocking with us since we started live shows back in like January, February, March, April of last year. Shout out to Tutu. Another $5 super chat because my guy is the man. Crim's dad coming through with a $10 super chat. Says, say hi to my wife, Anna. Say hi, mi amor, Anna. Is that right? Am I saying that right? Hi, mi amor, Anna. Shout out to Anna. Shout out to Crim's dad. You guys are awesome. I appreciate the support that you guys always show. Doesn't go unnoticed, and it goes a long way here for me specifically, for the channel, for Chat Sports, for Giants Now. The more you guys support, the better that we get to do, the more shows we get to do, the more live streams we get to do, the more fun we get to have. And it really, it means a lot. Shout out to Crim's dad, forever an MVP here at Giants Now. And hello to Anna. Hope you guys are having a good week. All right. Let's get our mindset right. You guys know I'm a big mindset guy. Type FWAS, F Washington, in the chat. Because this week, I'm going to say that this is a must-win ball game. Not that if you don't win, you're not going to make the playoffs. We'll show you the statistics coming up in the segment. but this is a must-win ball game for the New York Football Giants. So get the F Washingtons in the chat going. I'll give some shout-outs. Shout out to Juan, Sean, O'Brien, C. Sanders, Killer B, All Good, The Weird One, William Clay, Alexis Brandt. I already forgot what you told me your name was. The shots are hitting already. Shout out to, was it Ryan? No, Ryan doesn't sound right. It might be. I don't remember. I'll tell you that much. Shout out to Drew. Shout out to J Liv with the dollars flowing in. I got my boy Seeps with me, J Liv. J Liv knows who Seeps is. We'll be all right. We'll be all right. We'll figure it out. I know that much. I do want you guys to get your questions in for our mailbags that we have coming up. I need all the real ones to ask a question, like JD and Corinne and Victor and Carl and Johnson and Basil and Alexis and J Liv and Gigi and Gavin and Josh and Sean and Bobby and Basil. I need you guys to ask your questions so we could do 2 mailbags. If you don't ask your questions, Syrian Andrew says, I always hear this guy talking about the Giants aren't making the playoffs. When have I ever said that? Man.
It's never been said once.
Yeah, I believe the Giants are making the playoffs. Go back to my record prediction video that I did in May. I had the Giants at 7-4. Everyone told me that nobody had the Giants at 7-4. You know who did? This guy, because I believed. I don't believe that you watch this show, Andrews, Syrian, because I don't believe that. Shout out to Devon Griffin, a real one. I need to stop paying attention to the trolls and start paying attention to the real one. Shout out to Devon Griffin. Says, is Odell Beckham Jr. coming back home? We need him. I think it's a 50-50 chance. I think 50% to the Giants, 50% to the Cowboys. That's what I think. I think it's at a 50-50 chance, Giants or Cowboys. With Von Miller, I think, hurt, I don't think he's all that interested there. I think if Von Miller was healthy, I would have given them a 30% chance. But just from what my gut feeling tells me it's the Giants or it's the Cowboys. That's what I'm feeling. Make sure you guys, shout out to Devon. As always, Devon's a real one, so I'm going to take a shot for him. And I'm going to pair this with another $5 super chat coming in from my guy Tutu. He says, massive shout out to our Italian Passeino, Mr. Rosario Guzzo, the greatest Giants diehard nation from in the chat. Massive salutes and thanks. Shout out to Tuto, a real one here on the channel. And shout out to Rosario Guzzo, always in the chat, always showing love, getting his questions in because he's a real one. Make sure you guys get your questions in, Tutu. Appreciate the super chat. We'll continue to take shots. Every $5 super chat, we will do that. If a $50 super chat rolls in, I'll do a beer shotgun. And if we get to $100 in super chats before the final mailbag, $100 in super chats before the final mailbag, I'll wear the hard hat for the mailbag. As always, $100 super chat, get your name on the hard hat. We're filling up. By the end of the season, I want to have this whole thing covered in stickers where I can get your guys' names on it, and maybe we auction it off or something like that at the end of the season. That's what I'm thinking. Get your questions in, like Rosario Guzzo. I need you guys to ask your questions. Who's all coming back this week, NY for life? We have some big-time injury news. We're going to get into the injury news right now, so stick around. I need my guy Carl. Tutu, ask a question. Use hashtag Giants. Let's get those questions going because there's just not enough in the chat right now. Let's make life for Seeps easy. Carl asked a question. Shout out to Carl. So did Martin. So did Drew. So did Steven. So did All Good. Make sure you guys ask your questions. Use hashtag Giants to get your questions in. Shout out to everybody that super chat. We're already at $29 in super chats, so we're $70 away from me wearing the hard hat for the final mailbag. I'd love for that to happen. So if we get there, we'll do that. Shout out to Marcos getting a question in as well. Let's get into it. Let's get into the latest OBJ rumors, and then we're going to get into the injury report here on the channel live right now. In today's show, we're going to break down the latest OBJ rumors, and then we're going to get to the injury report on a Wednesday as we get closer and closer to game day this Sunday against the Washington Commanders. But first, guys, OBJ, he's visiting with the Giants tomorrow. Let's get the good vibes going out into the universe. I know everybody wants him to sign with the Giants. Maybe you don't, but I know you don't want him to sign with the Cowboys. So if you want the Giants to sign OBJ, if you want OBJ to sign with the Giants, do your part. Go down right now, like this video. I'm not saying if you don't like it, it's not going to happen, but I'm not saying it's not. So if you want it to happen, like this video. Don't be the person that jinxes it. Don't be the person that wakes up after he signs with the Cowboys, and I'm blaming it on you. You right there. You haven't liked the video, so change it. Go down right now. Hit that thumbs up icon. You are watching New York Giants Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Marshall Green. As always, we have a loaded and a very fun show coming up for you guys today. We're going to talk about the latest Odell Beckham Jr. news because Saquon Barkley and Sterling Shepard were talking about him at Giants practice today in the locker room, actually after Giants practice. We know he's visiting tomorrow. Brian Dable confirmed that OBJ will at least be in the building for Thursday. Did not guarantee or say anything about Friday. He's been really holding the info close to his chest. Hasn't really said much about OBJ. Keeps on saying we'll talk about that in the future. If he doesn't sign, where's the future? Makes me feel like the Giants have a good feeling of where they're at. Then we're going to talk about the updated Giants injury report as practice went down today on Wednesday. And we got news on big-time players like Bellinger, Neal, and Ojulari. Did they practice? Did they not? What's it looking like for Sunday? We'll break it all down in today's show. Let's first start, though, with the latest OBJ news. We know that he is set to visit with the Giants at least tomorrow on Thursday, December 1st. Reports came out a couple of days ago that he was going to visit also on Friday, kind of a sleepover thing. The rumors that it was he was going to come into New Jersey, New York late Thursday night, get some meetings done, talk to Shane, talk to Dable, then stay over and then do his physical and all that stuff on Friday. We know he's meeting with the Dallas Cowboys. Jerry Jones has confirmed this. He will meet with the Cowboys on December 5th. And then he is supposed to meet with the Buffalo Bills come at some point forward. We don't know the dates of that. I do expect him to decide between these three teams. These are the three teams that I think Odell Beckham will decide from once he does decide to sign with another team. I thought this was really important from Jordan Renan, and we'll get to the quotes from Saquon Barkley and Sterling Shepard in a second. But he asked him and said, Saquon Barkley and Sterling Shepard remain extremely close friends with free agent wide receiver Odell Beckham Jr., who visits the Giants this week. Both said they spoke with OBJ as recently as yesterday. You don't think they ain't recruiting him? I'll tell you they are. They know Odell Beckham makes this team much better. Shepard said Beckham told him he'll be coming over to his house one of the next few days. Whatever his favorite snacks are, whatever his favorite drinks are, Shep, get him ready. We know that OBJ's a partier. Get the party going. Do what we got to do to land the plane. Get Odell Beckham Jr. back to playing with the New York Football Giants. Because, look, it's not that I just love OBJ. I love this football team. I love when this football team wins. I think signing a guy like Beckham makes you a better team, which equals more wins. And at the end of the day, that is all that I care about. I want to see the Giants win. OBJ, in my opinion, gives them a better chance to do that. This is what Saquon Barkley said today in the locker room about OBJ. He said, that's my brother. He knows what time it is. He know we want him here. I don't need to really say much. I want him to do what is best for him at the end of the day. He knows our relationship. This is actually from Sterling Shepard. He says he knows his relationship with Saquon and other people in this building. There is not much you need to say. It's based off of what is best for him and his family. He can't just come over here because we want him. That's true. That's a quote from Sterling Shepard. We'll get to the one from Saquon Barkley in a second. But I thought this was important from Pat Leonard, who actually had a good tweet, even though he's a total fraud. He said Sterling Shepard asked if he'll let Odell Beckham Jr. leave the facility after Thursday's visit with the Giants. Says he has no say-so on the business side of things, but smiles and adds, I want to try to keep him here. That's the plan. OBJ is going to do what's best for him at the end of the day, and that's what he should do. He should do what's best for him. We just showed you a quote from Sterling Shepard. This is actually one from Saquon Barkley. This is what Saquon had to say about OBJ. He was asked, are you going to actually be recruiting? Oh, no, it's the other one. It's the other one. He says, that's my brother. He knows or I don't really need to say much. I want him to do what's best for him at the end of the day. He knows our relationship. He knows his relationship with Saquon, and there's not much you need to say. It's based off of what's best for him and his family. Just can't come over here. That's actually not correct. This is what Saquon, I don't know what happened here, but I don't need to really say much. I want him to do what's best. But end of the story is that he is being recruited by Saquon Barkley and Sterling Shepard. Look, Sterling Shepard and Saquon Barkley are trying to recruit this guy, very much so. The Giants are in recruitment mode. They know at this point, if they want to bring home Odell Beckham Jr., they got to make him happy. They got to do what they got to do in the next couple of days. I'm not trying to get my hopes up at the end of the day. I'm not. I don't want to get too up. I don't want to get too down. I know at this point it's nothing that we can do to control it, but it's up to OBJ. We know Saquon. We know Sterling Shepard are going to do everything they can. They're really good friends with him. But at the end of the day, it comes down to what OBJ wants. I'm sure he wants to contend for a title. I'm pretty sure he wants to play for a team that's going to be competing in the playoffs. And the Giants have kind of not done the best that they can the past couple of weeks to make it look really appealing for the New York Giants. But at the end of the day, Giants still control their own destiny. They got 6 more games. They go 3-3 over these next 6 games. They are going to make the playoffs. I'll ask you this question, though. Do you want the Giants to sign Odell Beckham Jr.? Type OBJ for yes. Type no BJ for no. I want to hear from you guys down in the comment section right now. Make sure you guys are subscribed because when Odell Beckham Jr. news and rumors come out, we're going to be breaking it down and keeping you up to date on everything that's happening with the New York Giants. So stay in the loop. We're on the cusp of getting to 20,000 subs. We're like 300 subs away. You love the Giants. You want more videos. We put out videos every single day. We go live for every single game day. Hit that big red button. Lock us in right now. The Giants injury report. It was very lengthy for New York today. They had 15 players on the Giants injury report today. But the thing is, even though it was one of the longest injury reports of the season, the Giants are getting healthy, and they're getting healthy at the right time, and that's what you want to see. You want to see your teams get better and get their best players back down the stretch. That's what's happening for the Giants. There were 5 players that did not practice for New York today, that being the running back Gary Brightwell, offensive lineman Josh Azudu, DB Adoree Jackson. We know he's going to be out for a little while. Richie James did not practice, and neither did Shane Lemieux. I don't expect any of these guys, honestly, to play. When you don't practice on Wednesday, probably not likely that you're going to play on Sunday. Guys that were limited participants at practice today. Daniel Bellinger, I'm expecting him to play. Dable said that he is optimistic about him playing. Dane Belton said that he most likely will play. I'm expected to see Dane Belton out there. Carter Coughlin, John Feliciano, Cordell Flott, Darnay Holmes, Fabian Morrow, as well as Leonard Williams. I'm expecting all of these guys to be out there. Azeez Ojulari not on this list, which means that he was a full participant. So was Evan Neal and Tyree Phillips. All of those guys were full participants. So I'm expecting the Giants to be at a strength that they haven't really been at this whole season. We haven't seen Leonard Williams and Dexter Lawrence and Kayvon Thibodeau and Azeez Ojulari out there for limited or multiple snaps and multiple games. I'm excited to see that. I think they could be one of the best defensive lines in football. I mean, Kayvon Thibodeau is your worst defensive lineman. That's a pretty damn good problem to have. I'm excited to see. And getting Tyree Phillips back at the backup right tackle spot, get Evan Neal out there. That's only going to make this offensive line better and help a guy like Saquon Barkley out get back on track to the type of player that he is. Speaking of Saquon, get your jersey today. Saquon Barkley jersey today. Go to chatsports.com/Giants throwback. The Giants are going to be wearing their throwbacks again this Sunday. We got a Daniel Jones one, we got an Xavier McKinney one, and we got a Saquon Barkley one. And Fanatics is also running a massive sale right now, so take advantage of that. Go to chatsports.com/Giants throwback. That's chatsports.com/Giants throwback. This is the most healthy the Giants have been all season long. Outside of the receiver position, of course, obviously no Wan'Dale Robinson, no Sterling Shepard. We'll see if Kenny Golladay is ready to go and ready to play this week. But on the offensive line, this is one of the most healthy they've been. Joshua Zudu most likely won't play. So I'm expecting Nick Gates to be the starting left guard, John Feliciano at center, and you get back right tackle Evan Neal. So you'll have a starting offensive line of Andrew Thomas, Nick Gates, John Feliciano, Mark Lewinsky, and Evan Neal. That's a good group right there. I'm expecting Saquon Barkley to get back on track this week against Washington. On the defensive line, if you get all four of these guys back, you get Kayvon Thibodeau, Leonard Williams, Dexter Lawrence, Azeez Ojulari, that's going to be huge. No doubt about it. I'm looking forward to that. I want to see on the outside, getting pressure from Thibodeau and Ojulari, while you got the big dogs, Leonard Williams and Dexter Lawrence, taking up some space in the middle. Lawrence is having an all-pro year. Leonard Williams has been great in the games that he's played. This defensive line is extremely talented, and this is where the Giants can do most of their damage. We know Taylor Heineke is a solid QB, but under pressure, he's not one of the best. I'm expecting these guys to get after Heineke this Sunday. Who do you got, though? Who do you got this Sunday going into the game? I'm calling it a must-win game. It's going to be huge. Giants want to make the playoffs. They're going to have to win this game. Can they still make the playoffs if they lose? No doubt about it. But you make it a lot easier on yourself if you win this game. So let me know who you got. Type NYG for the Giants or WAS for the Washington Commanders. Give me a follow over on Twitter as well, at @MarshallGreen_. I'll give everybody a follow back that gives me a follow. Just DM me OBJ so I know you came from this video. Give me a follow at @MarshallGreen_. And I appreciate everyone, as always, that makes the Giants now a part of their day. As always, if you made it this far in the video, be a real one. Comment real one down in the comment section right now. Let's go Giants. It's going to be a big game. Comment real one if you made it this far. We're going to need to splice that. I don't know what happened there. The quotes were wrong, and I think it was the same quote twice. I don't know. Let's pull it up, because no, that's a Shepard quote. There's two different quotes, and you got them both from Saquon, I think. I don't know. I probably did a bad job of labeling it. Hold on. We're going to film that right now, and then we'll have him splice that, because that just can't go out like that. So the quotes from Saquon Barkley and Sterling Shepard were this. I don't really need to say much. That's Sterling Shepard, yes. I don't really need to say much. The one with you just didn't get the front of it. It's supposed to say, nah, he knows what it is. I don't need to do recruiting. That's my brother. That's what threw me off, because I knew it started with that. So let's just so yeah, one sec. Just trying to do some stuff on the fly. Give us a second here. We'll get to those super chats here in a second. Saquon quotes right here. I just put it in there. That's the Sterling Shepard one. That's the Sterling Shepard one. That's what threw me off. So that's. Oh, you just changed that one? That's weird. Literally, this quote says. Oh, so I'm confused. Hold on. Wow, they did a terrible job. So, yeah, it's just. Hold on. So he says, Saquon says he doesn't try to you, just wants what Shepard said, much of the thing. So it's just a Shepard quote. That's what it is. Yeah, it's literally just one quote. They did a terrible. Jordan Renan did a really weird job of explaining that. That's on me. I should have looked at that better. So. Let's just Yeah, but I don't really know what the video exactly looks like. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe just, I think if we could just delete that. But you're going to have to, I said it was from Shepard. So I think that's fine. All I'll have to do is delete, find a hard pause after this social, which I usually do. I'm just going to tell him to come in here real quick. Just getting some stuff behind the screen. We're not live. We know we're live. You know, when you have a mistake, you got to fix it when you're live. So we're going to get it fixed because, like, look at this. This is, like, look at this. So, come here, Rolly. Yeah, right here. So, after this social, there's a quote from Saquon, but it's actually from Shepard. You don't need to do anything about that. But after that, I go to this social. Then I go to another quote. I'm going to need you, after this social, to cut out the quote, find a hard pause anywhere here, and make it work. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so you want to go from...
This is taken out.
All right, so you want to go from that social to there?
Yeah.
Okay, so find a hard pause between there and there.
Yeah, I probably hard pause after this. I'm sure I hard paused after that. If not, just make it work. Because it's the same quote twice, but you're just taking stuff out. I verbally said it was Shepard. Yeah. That's super weird. Super weird by Renan right there. He said, Saquon Barkley said this about Odell Beckham, and then just quoted Sterling Shepard. So that's on me. That's on me. I apologize. That's on me. But also, it's on Jordan Renan as well. We did get some soups. We'll get to those. Shout out to Tutu. Said OBJ's the biggest BS alive. He's talented, but he's had so many major injuries and ain't a team player. Is always about himself, his stats in his bag. F him. That's one way to feel about it. I feel that he's a good player, kind of like you said, and we could use more good players. I know some people don't want him back. I think he makes the team better. That's why I want him back. Shout out to Michael with the $3 super chat. Says, let's go Giants. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Shout out to you, my guy. Shout out to you. Shout out to everybody that's super chatted so far. We're at $36 in super chats. If we get to $100 in supers, by the time we get to the last mailbag, we're wearing the hard hat for the final mailbag. We get to $100 in supers, we're going to be wearing the hard hat for the final mailbag of today's show. If you want to be featured on the mailbag and on today's show, use hashtag Giants like you see it on screen in your question in the comments right now. Ask a question. Now you can ask anything. Doesn't matter. It could be about the Giants. It could be about the draft, about free agency, whatever. I know we already got some good ones coming up. Shout out to Connor for a $5 super chat. A real one says, hashtag Giants going to the game Sunday. Should I wear Odell jersey? Saquon will have yards and likes like it up. Best Giants channel, Giants 27, come Manders 23. Shout out to Connor, a real one. I've never heard the come Manders. I'd go with the Saquon jersey if you have it. I don't know if you did reading off that, but I don't mind wearing the OBJ jersey. I don't mind. So, I don't mind. I have an OBJ, some jerseys. I'm not really a jersey guy. I'm a jersey guy, even though I have a Saquon jersey. If you really got one more week, I think, to wear the OBJ jersey, because if you don't wear it this week and he signs with the Cowboys, I don't know if you ever can wear it again. Yeah, I'd probably burn it, honestly, if you sign with the Cowboys. Fuck them. But, yeah, I'd go with the Saquon jersey, probably. So we're going to get into the latest playoff picture right now. We're up to $41 in Super Chats. We're $69 in Super Chats away from $100. We'll wear the hard hat. And I can say this. If someone sends in, and I know for a fact I can say this, if someone sends in a $69 Super Chat, we're slapping Tom Downey. We are slapping Tom Downey, our Cowboys fan, if we get a $69 super chat. How about that? Someone sends in the $69 super chat. That'll get us to 100. We'll wear the mailbag, a hard hat for the mailbag, and we'll get to slap Tom Downey. So there you go. If you want to see me slap a Cowboy fan in the face, $69 super chat. Let's get into the latest, though, on what the playoff picture could look like for Big Blue. Before we get into what the playoff picture and what are the chances of the Giants making the playoffs, if they lose this week or win this week or win this week, lose next week, we got all the different scenarios for the Giants to make the playoffs. We'll show you those percentages coming up in a little bit. Before we do, I want to ask you this question. Will the Giants make the playoffs? Go ahead and sound off for me. Type Y for yes, type N for no. Let me know what you think. Coming up in today's Giants Now by Chat Sports, we're going to be taking a look at the playoff path and the playoff picture coming up for Big Blue. There's 6 games left in the season, and as Brian Daboll said, the season starts now. The season starts now. The Giants, they're sitting at 7-4. They control their own destiny. We'll show you the schedule in a second, but let's take a look at the NFC playoff picture right now. First place in the NFC is the Philadelphia Eagles at 10-1. Giants still get to play them 2 more times. Minnesota, they're in the 2 spot, sitting at 9-2, while San Francisco is at the 3 spot. They're at 7-4. They've really got hot in the second half of the season. And the Tampa Bay Bucks, led by Tom Brady, sub 500, are in the 4th spot. They lost last week, but I still expect for the Bucks to make the playoffs. Other teams got the Cowboys at the 1st spot in the wild card at 8-3. The Giants at 7-4, right there at the 2nd wild card spot. Then you got Washington at the 7th spot. If the playoffs ended today, we would see a 3-6 matchup of the Giants versus San Francisco 49ers. That would be in San Francisco. Crazy to see it right now that every team in the NFC East is in the playoffs. But look, the Giants are not in the clear. Seattle's right there at 6-5. That's really the only threat. So you really want to guarantee that the Giants make the playoffs, just root against the Seahawks every single week. This is what the Giants' remaining schedule looks like as they get closer and closer to that final playoff push. 6 games left. You got 2 against the Commanders, 2 against the Eagles, and then 2 games again, or 1 game against Minnesota and 1 game against Indy. I believe if you win 3 out of these 6 games, the Giants are going to be a shoo-in for the playoffs. That would get the Giants to a 10-7 record. I believe that 10 wins is going to get the Giants into the playoffs. That's actually what I am going to predict today for the Giants' final record, and I'll ask you to do the same. Predict the Giants' final record in the chat right now. I'm rolling with 10-7. I think the Giants find a way to win 3 more games. I haven't beaten the Colts, and I have them at least beaten Washington twice. Maybe they beat the Eagles twice. Maybe they sweep Washington and beat the Eagles. Maybe they beat the Vikings. A lot of winnable games. None of them are going to be easy. Predict the Giants' final record. I'll go 10-7. I think that gets them in the playoffs. 10-7 is a lock to get them into the playoffs. I'll say that. Predict it in the comment section. And make sure you are subscribed to the channel because we're going to continue to put out videos every single day on the latest Giants news and rumors. Sub for Giants dubs. Go ahead and do it right now. If you want the Giants to go out and beat the Commanders, sub right now. Sub for dubs. Don't jinx it. Hit that big red button if you want the Giants to beat the Commanders this week. The Giants' playoff chances as they stand right now. Prior to Week 13, prior to the game this weekend against Washington, the Giants, according to the NY Times and their playoff simulator, which is really cool, they have a 64% chance to make the playoffs. If you beat Washington this week, their chances go from 64% to 81%. If you lose to Washington this week, that drops your chances from 64 to 45, sub 50. This is a must-win game. If you want the Giants to make the playoffs, if you want to make the playoffs, Brian Daboll, Daniel Jones, Saquon Barkley, Mike Kafka, everybody over there, Wink Martindale, if you want to make the playoffs, Sunday is a must-win game. We just showed you. If the Giants win, they got an 81% chance. If they lose, they got a 45% chance. A win this week is huge. This is the biggest game of the season so far. Honestly, at this point, every game is going to come down to being the biggest game. This is a must-win game. You have to win this game. So I want to ask you, I got the Giants. I got the Giants winning the game. I want to hear from you. Who do you have winning the football game? Let me know. Who do you have winning the football game. Giants have to win. Giants have to win. Giants will win. I'm going to speak it into existence. The Giants will win. Type those NYGs unless you're a fraud and rooting for the Commanders. Here we go. The next 3 weeks for the Giants are huge. You got 2 games against the Commanders, and you got the Eagles right in the middle. Go Commanders at home, Washington, then Commanders. So let's go through some scenarios here of what could happen in these next 3 games. If you lose to Washington twice, the Giants' playoff chances goes to 31%. Remember, before today's game, or before the week, right now, the Giants have a 64% chance to make it. If you lose to Washington, you got a 31% chance to make it. If you split with Washington, meaning you beat them once and you lose to them once, your chances are at 69%. That is very, very nice. 69%. So, look, all you got to do is beat them once, and you're looking really good to make the playoffs. If you want to guarantee to make the playoffs, according to the New York Times, you have a 99% chance to make the playoffs if you sweep Washington. You beat Washington twice. You play them twice in 3 weeks. You beat them twice. You got a 99% chance to make the playoffs. You know how you don't make the playoffs? It's by losing your next 3 games. Lose to Washington, lose to Philly, and lose to Washington. You are sitting at a 16% chance. You got to go 2-1 over this next stretch. You at least have to win 1 game. You at least have to win 1 game. You have a 99% chance to make the playoffs if you sweep Washington. You lose these next 3 games, you got a 16% chance. That is very, very telling. These next 3 weeks, it's going to be the biggest stretch of New York Giants football in a very, very long time. I wanted to take a look, an even deeper look, over these next 3 games, what could potentially happen for the New York Giants. If you beat the Commanders, you lose to the Eagles, and then you beat the Commanders again, you have a 97% chance to make the playoffs. Let's say you beat the Commanders, you lose to the Eagles, then you lose to the Commanders, you got a 58% chance. If you lose to the Commanders, lose to the Eagles, and then beat the Commanders, you have a 53% chance. If you lose to the Commanders, but beat the Eagles, and then beat the Commanders, you got an 89% chance. If you lose, then win, then lose, you're at a 47% chance. I'll tell you this much. If you win 2 games, you're probably going to make the playoffs. Because right here, it says you got an 89% chance if you win 2 of the next 3 games. If you win 2 of the next 3 games in this order, you got a 97% chance. Just like Corinne said in the chat. The Giants, the rest of the way, have the toughest schedule in the National Football League based off of opponent win percentage. Control what you control. Win 2 out of the next 3 games, and the Giants are going to make the playoffs. Crim's dad that says that doesn't make sense. You said lose to Washington twice, have a 31%. Now saying you will have a 47. That's if you beat the Eagles. We didn't encounter the Eagles game in that prior odds, Crim's dad. So it might have sounded a little bit confusing. Probably should have done a better sense. That was just if you lose those 2 games. We didn't encounter the Eagles in those games. I'll tell you this much, though. I think Saquon Barkley is going to have a big game. I think Saquon Barkley has a huge game this weekend. You can get his jersey. You can get a Daniel Jones jersey, or you can get an Xavier McKinney jersey. Just go to chatsports.com/Giants throwback. That is chatsports.com/Giants throwback. That link is in the comments and description of today's show. Take care of Washington and you're in. It's that simple. You beat Washington twice, you're going to make the playoffs. Take care of Washington, you're in. And it's not going to be an easy win. I mean, look, Washington has won a lot of games this year. They got 7 wins just like the Giants. And since Taylor Heineke has come in, he's lost only 1 game. So it's not going to be an easy win. Not at all, but you can beat them. You should beat them. You're the better football team. You should beat them, take care of Washington, and you're going to make the playoffs. These final 6 games are going to be the biggest stretch for the Giants in a very, very long time. Got the Commanders twice with the Philadelphia Eagles in between. Then you play the Minnesota Vikings on the road. That's going to be tough. They're tough to beat in that building. Week 17, you play the Colts. That should be a win, no doubt about it. Then you play against the Philadelphia Eagles to close out the season. Hopefully the Eagles at that point are resting their starters, and the Giants get a cheap, easy win right there. If you're wondering who you need to root for, Giants fans, to win so the Giants have a better chance to make the playoffs, root for the Rams to beat Seattle and Miami to beat San Francisco. If the Rams beat Seattle, the Giants' playoff chances go up. the rest of the season, we should be rooting for the Seattle Seahawks to lose football games. You also want San Francisco to lose football games because those are the two teams that are going to be competing for that 7th wild card spot as well. Root for the Rams, root for the Dolphins, and that's going to help the Giants make the playoffs. I appreciate everyone that always makes Giants Now a part of their day today. Made it this far in the video, that means you're a real one. So go down in the comments, type real one. Big game, no doubt about it. The Giants need to win. Take care of Washington, and the Giants are going to make the playoffs for the first time since 2016. Can't believe it's been that long. Let's make the playoffs. Let's beat Washington. Comment real one if you made it this far. I want to go back to what Crim's dad is saying because I don't think they're understanding. He says, no, you said lose 3 in a row and you have a 16% chance. I did say that. So I don't understand what you're saying. If you lose the next 3 games, you have a 16% chance. These two numbers right here, split with Washington and sweep Washington, does not take into effect what the outcome would be against the Eagles. So I think that's where there's kind of a mix-up right there. If these are just based off of Washington, if you split with them, because you're not competing against the Eagles really at this point for a playoff spot. You're competing against the Washington Commanders. They're fighting for that 6th and 7th spot in the playoff picture. If you sweep Washington, meaning you beat them twice, you're going to have a 99% chance. But if you beat Washington twice, but lose to the Eagles like it says right here, that drops your chances from 99 to 97. So that 99% does not take into effect the Eagles' loss. Then he says, I lost it. It went up. He said, no, you said lose 3 in a row. Yes, 3 in a row. I don't understand how this is so confusing. I don't think you guys are understanding. It's okay. You can go back and rewind the video. It's all right there. I don't make up these numbers. They're from a website. So you go to NFL New York Times playoff record prediction. The playoff prediction. You can go find it out. We do got a mailbag coming up. I don't understand. Whatever. Use hashtag Giants or Super Chat. Cal Walker, I appreciate you. I thought I was making some sense there. I really just got the numbers from a website. They're not my numbers. But this is what you need to know. Beat fucking Washington. That's what you need to know. Beat Washington. Syrian Andrews is such a troll. We're going to put you in timeout because you're a troll. All right, use hashtag Giants. How are we looking on the question, Seeps? Pretty good. Get yours in, though. Hashtag Giants or Super Chat. To guarantee your question gets up on screen, you can Super Chat. We're at $44 in Super Chats. We're 56 away. 56 away from wearing the hard hat for the final mailbag. We got 2 of them, so if we don't get to your question in the first one, we'll probably get to it in the second one. If you want to guarantee get a spot, you got a Super Chat. Got a Super Chat. Only way to guarantee it, because you're at the discretion of Seeps right now. Seeps is controlling who gets on the show. Let's get into it, though. Let's get into a Giants mailbag right now. In today's show, we're going to be answering questions that aired on our live show, which happens every single Wednesday, about 4:30, 5:30, around that time. So hit that sub button and turn your notifications on so you can be alerted anytime that we go live on the channel. We go live every Wednesday. We also go live every single Sunday for game days. We put out 7 videos a week, plus 2 live streams. That's 9 videos of Giants content for you guys. If you're looking for a one-stop shop on YouTube, hit that sub button right now. New York for life, my guy with a $2 Super Chat says, who's all coming back this week? It's going to be a big week for the Giants. This is the healthiest they're going to be in a while. Nothing official on the injury report. But I'm expecting Daniel Bellinger to get healthy and play. I'm expecting Evan Neal to play. I'm expecting Azeez Ojulari to play. Those 3 guys are the main guys I'm looking at. I think Fabian Morrow is also going to play this week. Sounds like Tyree Phillips will be back at the right tackle spot. The Giants are getting healthy. They're getting healthy at the right time. A lot of players are coming back. Looking forward to seeing Bellinger, Evan Neal on that offensive line. I think that's going to help Saquon get a little bit better going on the ground. Devon Griffin with a $2 Super Chat. Is OBJ coming back home? We need him. Oh, Devon, I wish. I don't know for sure. But I believe that it's going to come down to these three teams right here. I think these three teams are going to be the teams in contention for Odell Beckham. Once that time comes, they're meeting with him on Thursday. You'll probably watch this on Saturday. The meeting already probably happened. But look, he's got meetings with the Cowboys, Giants, and Bills. That's who it's going to come down to. Where does OBJ sign? Let me know. Type NYG for the Giants, DAL for the Dallas Cowboys, BUF for the Buffalo Bills. Sound off in the comments section. Drew, what up, brother? How do you think the Giants view OBJ after the plane incident? I don't think it changes anything. There was a report from the New York Daily News that the Giants were still interested in Odell Beckham after the plane incident. I'm sure they'll ask him about it. I think that's just what a team should do. Before you hire any employee, you want to ask them what happened before when you had an incident with law enforcement, right? But I think the Giants are still interested. They're in the market for a good wide receiver. Odell Beckham is a good wide receiver. I think it makes them better if he signs, and I think it's the best spot for Odell Beckham. If Odell Beckham wants to guarantee another big contract in this league, the best place to play is the New York Giants. You're their number one wide receiver. You're going to get the most touches. You're going to get the most targets. You go to the Cowboys, you're going to be sitting behind CeeDee Lamb, sitting behind Michael Gallup, sitting behind Dalton Schultz, sitting behind Tony Pollard. Like, you're not going to get the touches there. He wants another big contract. That's the case. Going with the Giants, I think makes the most sense for OBJ. Carl, my man, what's good, Brody? He says, clearly we're struggling at the wide receiver position, but if OBJ doesn't come through, what are our other options? There really are none at this point. They worked out Adam Humphries, I believe his name is, a couple of days ago. We're going to have to rock with who's on the roster. It sucks that Wan'Dale Robinson is out. I thought he was really coming into his own, and we were starting to see the type of player he was. But, look, you're going to need Galladay to step up. You're going to need Isaiah Hodgins to keep playing well. Same with Darius Slayton. Richie James. Maybe you call up Khalil Pimpleton from the practice squad. If you don't sign OBJ, I'm not expecting another big addition in free agency. Maybe you go back and sign Humphries, the guy you worked out a couple of days ago. But we're kind of stuck with who we got right now, Carl, at the wide receiver spot. Andre James, what's up? Are the Giants a lock for the playoffs? A lock, no. You go out and beat Washington this week, you're sitting really pretty. You go out and you beat Washington twice, you're a lock. If you want to be a lock, you got to get to 10 wins. Currently at 7 right now, 6 games left. Go 3-3 over that stretch. I think you're a lock. I think the Giants, they get to 10 wins on the season. I would say they're a lock. I'll ask you, though, will the Giants make the playoffs? Are the Giants going to the playoffs? Type Y for yes. Type N for no. Let me know what you think. I think yes. But you got to win football games. If you lost 3 out of the last 4, it's time to start getting some W's and start stacking some dubs. Let's go back to Club Dub. Will the Giants make the playoffs? Y for yes and for no. Steven, what's up, man? He says, thoughts on re-signing Daniel Jones? I personally will be upset if we don't. It's a great question, Steven. And that's a question that I've been asked a million times, and I don't really know what is going on with that. I wouldn't say it's for sure that the Giants re-sign Daniel Jones, but I would say the chances are higher that they do re-sign him. I think the question is, Steven, if the Giants don't re-sign Daniel Jones, what do they do? And I don't know if there's a better option out there for the 2023 season. Are we going to go out and sign Lamar Jackson? Probably not. Are we going to get someone in the first round that we think can start right away? Probably not. Are we going to make a trade for a quarterback and give up a lot of assets? I don't think Joe Shane's in the camp to do that right now. I think they re-sign Daniel Jones either to the franchise tag, the transition tag, or to a 1 or 2 year deal and kind of see what they have with him next year because kind of kick the can down the road. That's kind of what I think. I don't think they sign him to a long-term deal, like a 4 or 5 year deal. I think it comes down to a 1 or 2 year deal for Jones. Look, you go to the playoffs, you win a playoff game, those conversations heat up. Maybe my mind changes, but I wouldn't say Daniel Jones is our franchise quarterback right now, but I think he definitely has a chance that he could play himself into that spot. Appreciate your question, Steven. Jonathan says, what is the number one thing the Giants need to take it to the next level? They need playmakers. They need playmakers on the outside. They need guys that could go the distance when they get the ball in their hands. Saquon Barkley cannot be the only weapon on this team. I mean, look, Wan'Dale Robinson hurt. That sucks. Sterling Shepard hurts. That sucks. Colin Johnson getting hurt before the season. That sucks. You need playmakers. If I had to say the order of need for the Giants, I think it's playmakers. I think it's another offensive line, whether it be center or right guard. I think another tight end could be cool. I think they could use another corner, and I think a do-it-all inside linebacker are the biggest needs for the Giants. I think you're good at the edge rusher spot. I think you're good at the tackle spot. I think you're good at left guard. Joshua Zuda was a third-round pick. I think you could use a playmaking tight end. I like Bellinger, but I don't think tight end is one of the bigger needs. I think wide receiver, linebacker, being inside linebacker, corner, and tight end, and maybe another interior offensive linebacker. Playmakers on the outside. That's what they need. That's what they need. Don't be the guy who doesn't sub. Don't be the lady who doesn't hit that big red button. If you love the Giants and you want to win this week, you want to beat the Washington Commanders, go down and hit that big red button. We are on the cusp of 20,000 subs. If you want to get there, go down right now, hit that big red sub button, and also take advantage of the holiday sales that they have going over on at Fanatics right now. Go to chatsports.com/Giants throwback. That's chatsports.com/Giants throwback. That link will be in the comments and description of today's show. These jerseys are on sale. The Giants are wearing these jerseys one more time this week against the Commanders. Take advantage of it. Go to chatsports.com/Giants throwback. Gus G says, is Josh Gordon available? I think he is still a free agent. I think he was released by the Tennessee Titans a couple of weeks ago. I don't think the Giants would sign Josh Gordon. He was one of the best receivers in the NFL at one time. That season he had with the Cleveland Browns was incredible, but I don't think that this regime would sign him. No. Is he available? Yes. Would the Giants sign him? I'd say probably no. Victor, will the Giants get the run game back? I say we do. People have criticized that we are bad and only 4 losses. Like, come on. We the best in the league with the run. Go Big Blue. I think getting guys back like Evan Neal, getting guys back like Daniel Bellinger will help. Go back to the stats. Weeks 1 through 7, Saquon Barkley averaged over 100 yards per game. That was with a healthy Evan Neal and a healthy Daniel Bellinger. The next 4 games, Saquon Barkley's yards per game average dropped to like 66.5, so almost a 30, 35-yard difference per game. That's huge. I think the Giants do find a way to get the running game back on track. They're going to have to, or it could be problems for the Giants. Last one coming in on this mailbag from my guy JD. Do you think if the Giants can get healthy, they can make a run in the playoffs? I do. I think they could win a playoff game. I think they could beat the 49ers in a playoff game. I think they could beat the Seattle Seahawks in a playoff game. Look, you got to get healthy. You need a Dory Jackson back. That's the guy that I think this team's missing the most right now. I think we saw that against the Dallas Cowboys. We really missed a Dory. We missed Fabian Morrow as well. Look, anything can happen in the NFL, especially in the playoffs. You just got to get there, and then shit can get crazy. Yeah, I do. A run? What's a run? To the NFC title game, to the Super Bowl? That would be shocking for me if they did that. Is it possible? No doubt about it. But I think they can win a playoff game. That's what I would say. Appreciate everyone, as always, for tuning in and making Giants Now a part of their day. We're getting closer and closer to game day. It's always a holiday and a celebration here on the channel. Join us for our live stream. We'll be live on Sunday for the game versus the Commanders. Made it this far. Do what you do. Comment real one. Once we got outside the OBJ questions, those were pretty good. Get some more questions in there. We got enough OBJ questions. We've answered them all. We've answered all the Odell Beckham Jr. questions. Get more questions in. As we did some soups roll in there, we had a $5 super chat from my guy Matthew Bazemore, which means we're officially $50 away from $100 in super chats. $50 away from $100 in super chats. If we get to 100, I'll wear the hard hat for the next mailbag. If not, no hard hat. That's all cool. But it's kind of been our good luck charm on the channel. We're 50 away. 50 away. $100 super chat. Get you a sticker on the hard hat, and you become a part of the Giants Now Ring of Honor. We get your name. We put it on the sticker. We'll answer that. Some questions coming in. Shout out to Johnson, you, Connor, and Gamer. Shout out to my guy Matthew Bazemore for that $5 super chat. What are we at? 5:30. Make this one like 10. And then so we just get out of here. We're going to do a 2-minute shot clock. 2-minute shot clock. If we get $50 in super chats, we're going to wear the hard hat. If not, we won't. That's all good. Every $5 that comes in the next 2 minutes, we'll take a shot of Fireball. So if $50 comes in, it means we owe 10 shots. So we could get pretty litty here on a Wednesday. That'd be pretty sick. Also, if we get a $50 super chat, we're slapping Tom Downey. We're slapping Tom Downey. We're at 30 seconds. We got a minute and a half left. We'll give you time. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. We got another mailbag coming up. We're going to answer your guys' questions. So if you want to get your questions in the queue, use hashtag Giants or Super Chat. Hashtag Giants or Super Chat. All Super Chats, skip the line. You'll go to the front of the mailbag. Guarantees a spot on the show. All Super Chats get a shout out and get on the show. 1 more minute on the shot clock. We're $50 away from wearing the hard hat for the mailbag and potentially slapping Tom Downey. To slap Downey, we got to get a 50 in total. That's what he told me. He just messaged me. We got to get a 50 in total. Mark, I don't know, brother. I know our sponsor, though, is offering like 70% off with a code, so you might want to take advantage of that. If not, you can just continue to complain in the comments. James True. We'll answer that question on the mailbag. I like that one. James, we'll start the mailbag with that question. As we're 15 seconds away, we're $45 away from wearing the hard hat. $45 away. Will someone come through and be the MVP of the show? I don't know. We got 10 more seconds, then we'll start the mailbag. I'm going to take a shot for my guy James since he sent in that $5 super chat. Shout out to James. Woo! All right. 2 minutes is up. We unfortunately did not get to the hard hat quota, which is okay. All righty. Let's do it. Let's get into a Giants mailbag right now. You are watching New York Giants Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Marshall Green. We're going to answer your guys' questions from subscribers. This aired on our live show, which goes down every single Wednesday. So if you're not a subscriber, change it. Go down right now, hit that big red button. Be a real one. Join the family as we're getting closer and closer to 20,000 subs. We pride ourselves on being one of the most interactive chats on YouTube. I think that's what makes us different. So lock us in, join the party, hit that big red button right now. James True with a $5 super chat, a real one, says, wouldn't it be very dumb if Jerry Jones does sign OBJ? Because what would have been the point of trading for Amari Cooper? The point of trading Amari Cooper. That's a great point, James. And I've actually talked to our Cowboys Report host, Tom Downey, about this. You had a healthy wide receiver that knew the system and could have made you better in Amari Cooper, and you traded him for a 6th-round pick just to go out and sign Odell Beckham Jr.? Seemed like a weird move to me to get rid of Amari Cooper. Man, I don't know what was going on with the Cowboys by trading him, but yeah, I don't understand it. If you traded Cooper, why are you now interested in signing OBJ? Was it a money thing? Was it a locker room thing? I don't know what was going on with Cooper, but at this point in their career, I mean, Cooper's probably a better receiver than OBJ. He's more healthy. But yeah, I don't understand that at all, James. That's a good thought-provoking question. Bobby Goodtimes, how important is it for Daniel Dimes to end the season strong? I think his life depends on it. I think his life as a starting quarterback in the National Football League does depend on it, Bobby. If Daniel Jones kind of struggles down the stretch, like, man, he's playing for his next meal ticket. He's playing for his next contract. He's playing to make some big bucks in this league. I think there's going to be a difference of about $10, $15 million per year if he makes the playoffs and wins a game or not. Daniel Jones leads the Giants to the playoffs and wins a playoff game. He's going to be wanting way more money than if he doesn't make the playoffs. So he could change what his next contract looks like if he does finish the season strong. I'm looking forward to see what our guy Daniel Jones does. Michael, my guy, says we need OBJ and come back LT. LT ain't bringing you much anymore, but I appreciate the super chat, my guy. I think OBJ definitely makes this team better. Mr. NY Stadium, is there any big free agency next year for a – not really. This is one of the worst free agent wide receiver classes in a really long time. I mean, to put it into perspective, Darius Slayton's going to be one of the most gone-after receivers. I think Mecole Hardman's a free agent. I think Juju Smith-Schuster is going to be a free agent. There's some guys out there, but no real difference makers. No. The wide receiver, I mean, Odell Beckham, if he signs a one-year deal. So, look, that's why I think the Giants are so interested in the Odell Beckham. It's that they view that they're getting their free agent wide receiver right now. I think if the Giants sign OBJ, it'll be to a 2-year deal. So they're that's how I think they're viewing it. They think they get OBJ now, they'll be good in the offseason and not have to sign another receiver. At least a big-time dollar mark. They need a couple more on the outside. Connor, what's good, bro? He said, what do the Commanders and Sea Chicken schedule look like? I can look that up real quick. I know that the Commanders got to play us 2 more times. So hopefully that's bad news for them. I think you take care of business, you'll be in a good spot there. The Commanders still have to play the Niners, Browns, and Cowboys, as well as us twice, while the Seahawks have to play. They still got to play the Rams. They still got to play the Panthers, the Niners, Chiefs, Jets, and Rams. Chiefs will be a tough game. Rams will be a tough. The Rams kind of suck, actually. Niners and Chiefs are really the only 2 games all left on their schedule. They've got easier schedule than us. But I'm not so worried about other teams at this point. Just control what you can control. Go out and win football games. Win 3 out of the next 6. Giants are in the playoffs. Who you got? Who do you got this weekend? Who do you got winning the football game? Sound off for me in the comment section. Type NYG for the Giants, WAS for the Washington Commanders. Who's going to win the football game? Sound off for me down below. Austin B, what's up, fam? He says, who needs to step up? Hashtag Giants. It's a good question. Look, if Adoree Jackson's not going to be able to go, Fabian Morrow, Nick McLeod, Cordell Flott, it's going to be tough to stop Terry McLaurin with your backup corners. I need a big game from Julian Love. I need him to catch the interception. Dane Belton, show up. Tony Jefferson, I think, will play this week. Can I have Kayvon Thibodeau get a couple of sacks? Get some pressure on Heineke. I need Saquon to step up. Last 2 games, he's had 66 combined rushing yards. Those are the guys I'm looking at. Let's get a big game from Saquon, maybe 2 sacks from Thibodeau, and an interception from the secondary. Stopping Terry McLaurin, Scary Terry. It's got to be a huge key for the Giants this week. I'll ask you, though, who needs to step up this week on the Giants? I gave you some guys. I want to hear from you. Can we get a sack from Azeez Ojulari because he's back? Can Daniel Bellinger catch a touchdown? Can Evan Neal keep the strong side of this offensive line looking good? Who needs to step up this week for the Giants to beat the Commanders? Sound off in the comments. The boy and anime god, what up? He said, will Saquon Barkley have 125 yards today? Well, they're not playing today. They play Sunday, but I would take the under on 125, obviously hoping that he does better than that, but Washington's got a good defense. Can I get 85 yards and a touchdown with 30 rushing yards? Get me over 100 combined yards and a score, and I think that would be a successful game for Saquon Barkley. NY for Life says, who's going to be returning punts? I saw that Richie James did not practice. I saw that Khalil Pimpleton was back there. It's going to be interesting. I don't know what they're going to do back there. If Richie James is unable to go, I think he will be. I think James will be able to go. I expect him to be back there. Let's not put our star corners back there anymore because that was stupid. Probably the dumbest and most egregious mistake Brian Daboll has made. You could see a guy like Khalil Pemberton. Gary Brightwell has been returning kicks. Maybe they put him back there. Honestly, I'm cool if you don't put anyone back there. Just let the ball roll. Half the time, 90% of the time when you return a punt, there's a flag anyways for holding or blocking the back or something. Just catch it and fair catch it. That's my take. You don't really see punt return TDs anymore. And there's been one so far in the NFL. I'm not really too concerned about who's returning punts as long as they just hold on to the damn football. You can bet on the game this Sunday with our proud sportsbook partner, BetUS. Just go to chatsports.com/bet. Use promo code CHAT125. 125% deposit bonus. Go to chatsports.com/bet. Promo code CHAT125. They're going to hook you guys up with 125% deposit bonus. The Giants are underdogs. I'm betting the Giants money line this week. You can do the same. Go to chatsports.com/bet. Promo code CHAT125. Put $100 into your account and you use the promo code right here. They'll give you $125 for free. Young Soup, what up, bro? Do you think Isaiah Hodgins can make a difference? I do. I mean, look, he had a touchdown called back against the Dallas Cowboys. Outside of the one fumble he had, he's looked good. He's looked good. I mean, he's not a difference maker in the sense of being a number one wide receiver, but he's one of the better ones we got. You got to deal with what you got right now. I think Hodgins is good enough to catch the football. Haven't seen him drop one yet. Had that touchdown against the Cowboys. Had it called back. That was mainly due to scheme that he scored, but he's a big body and he can catch the football. I need another good game from Hodgins this week. Last question from Evan. How can the Giants make the playoffs? You got to win 3 out of these next 6 games. You got to win 3 out of these next 6 games. You got the Commanders twice. You got the Eagles twice. You got the Vikings. And you got the Lions. You got to win 3 out of these next 6 games. That gets you to 10 wins. How can they get in the playoffs? Get to 10 wins. Get to 10 wins. You want to guarantee you get in the playoffs? Just beat Washington. Just beat Washington. Sweep Washington, and your playoff chances go all the way up to 99%. Take care of business in your division. Beat Washington twice. You know you don't make the playoffs? It's right here. Lose the next 3 games. You lose 3 games in a row, you'll be at 16% chance. Beat Washington, win 3 out of your last 6 games. The Giants will be a lock to make the playoffs. Game day just around the corner. Just around the corner, man. Got to take advantage of this opportunity. Giants have a great opportunity right in front of them. I'm looking forward to it. I think they can win the game. I'm rolling with the Giants. We'll see you at the watch party. If you made it this far in the video, go ahead and comment a real one down in the comment section right now. James True with another $2 super chat. Appreciate you, James. Says, will Kenny G step up? Can we get a Kenny Golladay touchdown? That'd be pretty damn cool, right? Yeah, it'd be pretty cool if Kenny Golladay played well. I mean, shit. You paid the guy $72 million. You need your big-time players to stand up. Golladay goes and scores. That'll go a long way for the Giants. I think it's going to come down to defense in this game, though. I'm not saying it's going to be a shootout, but you got to get timely stops. You can't let Taylor Heineke go berserk. You can't let him light you up. You can't let Terry McLaurin go off. You can't let him run the ball all over you. You got to get stops. You got to control the field position battle, do the little things. And I think the Giants have a good chance of winning. All righty, we're going to sign off on today's show. Appreciate everybody that tuned in. Appreciate all the super chats. You guys are awesome. We'll see you Sunday.